Welcome back, everyone, to Anonymous Addiction Deprogramming Everything podcast. Today, I'm going to be breaking down, exposing the truth about the Messiah of Alcoholics Anonymous, Bill W., the first original 13 stepper. Where do you get that from, Bobby? Ooh, well, it's on the internet, everybody. I'm not making this stuff up. If you connect the dots, put the pieces of the puzzle together, connect the dots, follow the money, the power, exposing the truth. Yes, about Bill W. The Messiah. Why do I say Messiah? Why do I say exposing the truth? Let's start out with look, everyone knows if they listen to my podcast, Bill was in the town's hospital 4 times. And what treatment did Charles Towns use? Lambert and Towns came up with the belladonna treatment, hallucinogenic. I don't have a problem with that, but let's be honest. Look, in 1956 to 1959, Bill experimented with LSD. It's documented. Everyone knows it. I'm just gonna connect some of the dots together. So 3 years, but under the medical supervision of psychiatrist Signe Cohen. Yeah, well, it's documented. But don't you dare use the Trexon, the Sinclair method, Suboxone, any other recreational drug, cannabis, stay away. But Bill W., the puppet, the Messiah. Now, why do I say Messiah? Let me just get into that real quick. They used to stand in line to touch his sleeve, to touch him. Stand in line to touch Bill W. Yeah, they made him a god. Atheists and agnostics say, well, we took the word God out, but they're still worshiping Alcoholics Anonymous and the gods of AA. Bill W. was Rockefeller's snake oil salesman. He was the salesman, you know. Look, Helen Wynn. Who was Helen Wynn? Wynn. Former actress, very attractive woman. She had a lot of charisma. They met in AA, Bill and Helen. He even got her a job. He got her a job with the Grapevine. You know, Grapevine's where all the money's made, all the thousands of books, pamphlets, you name it. Go into a one of your local AA, whatever they call them, walk through it. Later on, she graduated. She moved up the ladder and she became the managing editor of the Grapevine. 15-year relationship, first original 13 stepper. Lois knew it. The members knew it. They didn't care. 15-year, she was 12 years younger than Bill. Okay. So do your math. She was 12 years younger than Bill. Lois knew it. The members knew it. It still goes on today. We all know that. And it goes on. Yes, it goes on everywhere else. But I'm talking about Alcoholics Anonymous. Live and let live. Live and let live. Take your own inventory. Yeah. So LSD, look, Towns Hospital comes out. Bill wasn't even, I don't even consider Bill the co-founder of this movement. I mean, Rockefeller took Bill and Bob and made them the puppets, and then the founders made them the founders. But Roland Hazard went to Carl Jung. Carl Jung said you must have this conversion, a spiritual conversion. Goes to the Oxford group, brings Ebby in. Ebby goes to Bill. Ebby and Roland connected two alcoholics, one alcoholic to another. He started that. There was so many people to help Bill write the big book. I don't even give him credit for writing a big book. So many other people helped write that big book. So Helen, yeah, 15-year relationship, LSD, smoke like a chimney. I came in 41 years ago. We used to clean ashtrays because we love smoking. Loved it. I loved it. Sitting around drinking coffee, smoking right in the meeting. We didn't give a shit, healthy or not. Bill smoked like a chimney. He was diagnosed with emphysema. He died with emphysema and pneumonia complication. Smoked up until he died. Hey, I'm just pointing some things out about the Messiah. When I when I'm talking about Bill, I'm talking about the facade, how fake this thing is with the Bill worked steps. How many steps did he work? He must have worked them backwards or something, but we know he did the 13th step. Okay. When Bill used to, we all know this. It's documented. This is the internet. You could seek it, find anything out. Yeah, not in my opinion, but I'm putting the puzzles together. I put the pieces together. I connect the dots, follow the power, the money. Bill and Lois used to have seances with the Ouija board. They called it the spook room in his house. They used to conduct sessions, seance, unconventional spiritual exploration, just like he was exploring with the LSD. He suffered some depression and he 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 discovered that 300 3,000 milligrams of I think it was B3, yeah, B3 niacin. That's dangerous to take, but he experimented with some vitamins, which is good because vitamin B complexes in certain vitamins, niacin and other B1, B3, B12. I take a B complex. I just started taking. I used to take it, just started it again. It's good for uh, people call it substance use disorder or alcohol addiction. B complex is good. The Messiah, Bill W. Let me touch his sleeve. Stand in line. They stood in line to touch him. They didn't care what he did. All they know is Alcoholics Anonymous. I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna get in and start doing a little stuff on Dr. Bob, which I've been staying away from, but I got some stuff to talk about Dr. Bob's too. So they called him an unorthodox American saint, Bill W., the Messiah. hmm Roland, I consider him a founder, really. Hank, there were so many people to help write that big book. Poor Hank Parkhurst, he got screwed. Look him up, poor Hank. Ebby went out and he drank. Ebby never went to Alcoholics Anonymous. Let's see what else. Okay, the royalties. Helen Wynn, Wynn, she got 10% of the royalties. He made sure that GSO had a contract to give Helen 10% of the royalties. Bill used to get 65 a year from royalties from the books, I think 3 books. And Rockefeller made sure he got that. After all, he was the he was the snake oil salesman of Alcoholics Anonymous. So Rockefeller made sure he took care of him. And I don't blame him because Bill did, go around and promote it. Father Edward Dowling, a Jesuit Catholic priest, even knew Bill's affair. Steps? What step was that? Remember after Bill comes out of Towns Hospital, four stints. He went four times, comes out, and he's working with Charles Townsend because he Townsend wants him to uh, work in the hospital, but he didn't. He didn't work in there. All he did was he sent people to Towns Hospital. Bill sent people to Towns Hospital, and Charles Towns sent people to the Oxford group and eventually AA. Look, Alcoholics Anonymous did not become a non did not become self-supporting until 1960. Rockefeller forked out the money until 1960 when it became self-supporting. He was It was his baby, so he had to take care of it, make sure it worked. So we got the Ouija board, we got the LSD, the belladonna, uh, smoking like a chimney until he dies. I'm making this pretty short because I'm just putting a little pieces together. Not that Bill wasn't like a lot of other people in AA or not in AA. Okay, I can relate to a lot of things because when I was in my addiction, I did a lot of things too that I'm not proud of. So I'm taking the society's inventory. I'm taking Bill's too, but I take my own too. So I'm not like making Bill into this evil person. I'm making it into the society, making him a god and a messiah, and saying that that's okay, you know. But other people better work them 12 steps unless you're going to go to jail, institutions, or death. So I'm going to be doing some podcasts about Dr. Bob, and then stay tuned for the next deprogramming step 9. So stay tuned, everyone. We'll be talking to you later. Bye.